Hello and welcome to Dream Life Designer. I'm Lauren and this is the third of 3 videos in which I am sharing the 3 essentials that are key to living your best life. I come out with new videos every week, so please subscribe to be the first to know about them. The third essential that I'm going to cover this week for living your best life is exercise. Be sure to watch to the end because I'm going to be sharing some tips on how to increase your likelihood of getting the exercise that you need and maybe on how to make it a little more enjoyable if you're one of those people who doesn't really enjoy getting the exercise that you need. Our bodies were made to move. Before technology, that was the default. If you wanted to go somewhere, you had to physically walk there or ride a horse or ride a bike. If you wanted to move something, you had to physically move it. A lot of the activities people did for fun before there was modern technology were also active, like playing sports, riding horses, dancing, where now our default is pretty sedentary. We can get in our car to go somewhere. We can take an elevator to go upstairs instead of climbing the stairs. If we need to move something, there are all kinds of different tools and devices we can use to transport things. And a lot of our leisure activities nowadays are sedentary, like watching television, doing things on the computer, playing video games. It's pretty easy for us nowadays to not move our bodies unless we make an intentional effort to do that. So it's very different from how our bodies were created, how for most of history our bodies were used. So our bodies are made to move, but our society and our lifestyles nowadays aren't that conducive to moving. So it's on us to make sure we are getting the exercise that we need, that our bodies were made for. I'm not a coach and I'm not a physical trainer, but I've done enough research to know how important exercise is. Getting enough exercise increases energy levels, it enhances focus, improves sleep, it decreases the risks of getting certain health conditions like diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and it reduces the symptoms of a lot of diseases and illnesses as well. And in general, getting enough exercise just increases your overall quality of life. It increases your overall health, the overall way you feel, the way that you experience life is improved through getting that needed amount of exercise. When we're talking about exercise, it's important that you get both cardio exercise and toning exercise. So cardio exercises are exercises that work your heart. They get your heart rate up, they get your blood pumping throughout your body, your circulation going. You're going to be breathing faster, a little heavier. Might be harder to carry conversation a little bit because you're breathing a little bit heavier. So that's really important to get that cardio workout. It's also important to get toning workout, which toning workouts are ones that build your muscles, that make you stronger and keep your muscles fit so they don't atrophy and they don't waste away. There's a wide range of what this could look like. It really depends on you as an individual, your own interests, your genetics, a lot of different things. So it's not necessarily cookie cutter the same for everyone on how this might look in your life. As a general rule of thumb, you should be trying to get at least 30 minutes of cardio exercise 3 times a week to stay healthy. You can do more than that, but that's a good basis to try and fit that in. Toning exercises don't have to be as long. You can get in a decent toning exercise in a much shorter amount of time than 30 minutes, but it's still something you should be doing several times a week. Some examples of cardio exercises would be running, brisk walking, swimming, dancing, tennis, biking, soccer, anything that gets your blood pumping, gets your heart rate up. And you want to do that for an extended amount of time, about 30 minutes at least. Then toning exercises could be things like push-ups, sit-ups, lifting weights, doing yoga and resistance exercises that really draw on your muscles, Pilates. There are some exercises that do combine both. For example, rowing. Rowing typically gives you good cardiovascular workout. It also works a lot of muscles in the body and builds the muscles up. So you can look for exercises that would combine both cardiovascular and toning muscles. Now, it's important if you're starting off from a pretty sedentary lifestyle that you don't just jump in full force doing some of these exercises. You need to build yourself up. You can injure yourself if your muscles aren't already strong, if your heart's not used to pumping at a certain level. If you try to go full force with some of these exercises, it can injure your body. And then you have the whole recovery time before you can get back to really being active again. So it's something you want to gradually build to. If you aspire to run marathons, but right now you're a couch potato, you shouldn't just jump in and start sprinting down the block. You probably want to start off with some brisk walking, maybe some light jogging. Do what you can do without injuring yourself and making sure to warm up beforehand and to stretch afterwards, to take care of your body, to take care of your muscles, to take care of your heart. It can also be a good idea to check with your doctor about things, especially if you have certain health conditions, to make sure that certain exercises you want to do aren't contraindicated, that they aren't going to exacerbate your health problems. Another important thing with getting enough exercise though is that you don't want to overdo it. Just like when you're starting off, you don't want to overdo it and injure yourself. If you exercise every day for long amounts of times, really intense exercises, eventually your body will wear out. So for people who are really high energy, really active people, do a lot of exercise, it's also important to build in a day of rest, a day of recovery where your body can heal. So you want to give your body a little time to rest and recover and be ready to go again. So make sure to balance getting exercise, but also not overdoing it, not injuring yourself. I used to be a massage therapist for a time, and I would see so many people coming in who were really pushing themselves too much, coming in with injuries because they were just overdoing it. Maybe they had a group of people they were doing exercises with, or they had a coach or someone who was pushing them further than their body was saying that they should go. So it is important to listen to your body when you're exercising. Yes, you might feel tired. You might feel your muscles kind of burning because you're really working your muscles out. You might feel tired and ready to take a break because you're not used to exerting that energy, but you shouldn't be feeling pain beyond just a little discomfort there, or a little bit of a burn, but it shouldn't be real pain. If your body's telling you something's too much, don't let someone push you further than you need to go. Push yourself a little bit, but not too far. If you injure yourself or you push yourself too far, then you're going to set yourself back. A lot of those people that I saw when I did massage who would come in with injuries were really pushing themselves to reach goals, to do certain things to their body, but because they pushed themselves so hard, they injured themselves. They actually had to step back, and it took them longer to get to where they wanted to go because they didn't gradually build up. They pushed hard and then fell back and had to wait longer to get there. So pace yourself, gradually increase your intensity, listen to your body, get a little breathing heavy, get your muscles tired, but not painful. Now, some people find it hard to exercise because they're just not used to it and they have to get in the habit and build in that routine or get their body used to it. But also some people find it hard to exercise because they might not find it that fun and they have a lot of other things they'd rather do with their time. So I have a few tips here to share with you that might help you out if you're one of these people, or maybe even if you're not, you might find one of these tips helpful. So my first recommendation would be to try out different types of exercise. There are so many types. Most people just think, oh, I need to exercise. I need to go running or I need to go to the gym. There are lots of other options out there. If that's not up your alley, you could join a sport. You could do a team sport. You could do an individual sport. You could learn to dance. There are so many different types of dances out there, and dancing is so good for your body. There's lots of different types of martial arts you could try out. If you want to do brisk walking, instead of just walking on a treadmill, you could find different scenic areas in your city or town to walk in. Try different routes each day so that you have some variety there and you get to know the area better. You could join a specific group or class for either a type of thing you're interested in learning to do, or you could join a group maybe for a certain demographic. Like there are moms groups with new babies. If you are a new mom, you could join a group of other new moms that are together working on getting fit, or pregnancy exercise classes. There also might be singles groups or a ladies club that walks, or a veterans group where veterans get together and exercise. So there's lots of different things where it can be a social thing as well as being an exercise opportunity. Another tip is to multitask while you're exercising, which in general, there's a lot of research and studies saying that multitasking is not actually that efficient, that your brain has trouble shifting between things. But what I mean when I'm saying multitasking is not necessarily switching between activities, but kind of like if you were joining a group, like if you were doing the moms exercise group, you would also be having a social time with other moms. It would be multitasking in the sense of you are getting exercise, but you are also connecting with other people at that time that maybe you don't have that opportunity to connect with at other times in your day. So it gives you a social outlet as well as gives you exercise. This could also be used for catching up with a friend, maybe going jogging. I used to have some friends that I'd go jogging with, and we'd use that as an opportunity to catch up on life. Or even someone from work. Maybe you need to have a meeting with someone about something from work, and you could go on a walk to discuss those things. So you're getting a little exercise while you get your work done. Another way to multitask is if you are doing something like an elliptical or a stationary bike, something where you're moving, but you're actually not going anywhere while you're moving. That's a great opportunity to get some other tasks done. Like when I was in college, I would go to the gym, I'd go on the stationary bike or the elliptical or the stair climber, and I would do my reading for my classes. So you could get reading done, whether it's for school or work or just for fun. If there's a book you really want to read but you're having trouble finding another time to read it, that's the time you could read it. And then you can look forward, even though maybe you don't really enjoy exercising, but then it's like, oh, this is my time to go read that book I'm really interested in. Also, I know some people who they use that time to get work done. I know some people have little desks built that while they're on a treadmill, they can be working on their computer getting work done. So they're getting that exercise, they're also getting work done. If there's a show you like to watch, you could watch that show while you're exercising. But this is definitely something that's best to do when you're on a stationary machine where you're moving, but you're not going anywhere, because you don't want to be trying to watch a show on your phone while you're running down the street and run into something or get hit by a car. So definitely stick to this when you're on a stationary machine. Another tip is to switch it up. If you have one exercise you're doing and you start off great with it, you're having fun, you're enjoying it, but you're starting to get kind of tired of it, try something different. There's nothing that says you have to always do this type of exercise. Maybe you're running with some friends for a while, but then things come up and they get busy and now you're running by yourself and you're not really enjoying it. Find something else to do. Maybe you tried a salsa class and you liked it at first, but now you're feeling like, I kind of want to try something else. Maybe you'll move on to a martial arts class. There's nothing that says you can't try different types of exercise. The important thing is that when you're getting tired of one thing, you don't just stop exercising. That if you're going to stop one type of exercise, you find a different type of exercise to replace that. Another tip is to make a checklist to mark off the times that you've exercised. This can be a good way to get into the habit, to say, okay, I did it, and keep track of that. So just make a checklist. Or you could get a little more detailed. You could have a calendar. You could journal about your exercising. You could keep track of what you do, how long you exercise, what days, how you felt when you exercised. Did you increase your intensity? You could even set some goals about your exercise and how you're doing with meeting those goals. Tracking how it's going, having a physical way to see your progress you've made and to see where you're going with that. I hope that you found some of these tips helpful and that you'll make exercise a regular part of your life if it's not already. It can make such a huge difference in your energy and your overall quality of life so that you're really living your life to the fullest. And if you haven't watched them yet, check out my other videos about the 3 key essentials to living your best life. You can find those links in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it with a friend. And if you haven't yet, subscribe so you can be up to date on all of the new videos that come out. I share new videos every week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.